Is there more to life than what we know? Written by world-renowned psychic medium Joseph Labruto III. Through this amazing collection of channeled messages, you will find the answers to the most basic questions asked by humanity. This book is truly a spiritual journey and awakening to find God. Ron Ash, book reviewer, said, "I found this book extremely difficult to put down." To order your copy of Is There More to Life Than What We Know, visit us at OurJourneyOfLife.com. Experience the power and healing of sacred geometry. Joseph Labruto III has put this divine information into affirmation cards. Each card and symbol has been invoked with the divine energy of our Creator, Archangels, and Ascended Masters. Each card is given an affirmation beginning with the words, "I am," meaning the strength of God. Receive protection, heal trauma, and manifest all of your desires with the help of these cards. To get your set, go to OurJourneyOfLife.com today.
All right, we are on live. Thank you. Hi, Sarah. How are you? So I was just checking my Facebook, and I am really not good with social media. I've really tried to face social media and been like, I can embrace this. But even still, it's like your video is private. I'm like, why is my video private? And I can't share it either. I don't know how to do it. Are you sharing it to your page?
Which video?
The one we're on right now.
Oh, yeah.
Mine just said it's private and it's only I'm allowed to see the video. I'm like,
well, that's not very helpful. No, I shared it publicly.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, I shared it from my personal page over to my professional page over to my personal page. I need like a social media person who can handle this stuff, like Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to put it out there. If anyone knows a social media person, I could really use some guidance in this department. Okay. That was a good beep. I'm going to sage us. Happy Monday.
Saging is always nice.
There's something about the smell that instantly just relaxes me. It's a Monday, y'all. Take a breath.
I have a cat that is obsessed with sage and incense.
Oh my gosh.
And bells. When I ring the bells, he comes running. Like, yeah.
You're such a little guru, Sarah.
I'm telling you.
Sarah's over here like this massive guru where, you know, I wonder just what happened to the days where we could just go meditate in the Himalayas. And now they put us in mainstream. Now they put us in the thick of things. I'm like, I just want a cabin and to be left alone somewhere far away. All right. Well, y'all, if you want any readings, we're here giving readings. I'm not entirely sure if we're even, you know, I guess leave us some comments and let us know that you can see us and hear us and that we are streaming in any kind of platform. I've done my best to do that, but I don't know that I'm getting through properly because my sister told me last week she couldn't find my video at all. So, guys, if you're out there, let us know. And Sarah, what were we just talking about? Because I wanted to continue this conversation on what was the topic we were just literally. I was like, this is so
we were talking about medicine. I know we're talking about medicine. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you out there dealing with any kind of medical stuff, I think Sarah might be an untapped medical intuitive, and we just haven't discovered all Sarah's skills yet. And so the story was, you know, I'm having my own medical issues, but I don't know if you want to tell like a simplified version of what happened with your dad. If you feel like it, you can keep it like PG rated.
Yeah, well, I mean,
going
what
through
first got me into this was that I have had way too many medical issues. Oh, okay. So I just did text my sister and asked if she could see us, and she said no, just the intro video.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm not, because I'm not seeing anyone on the feed. So guys, pipe in there, text us if you can see us. And it says be ready to start at 7:15. I'm like, well, it's 7:09. We're early. So
let's see.
Maybe I'll have to put in a little more effort. I can see us.
Oh, she said, okay, just on Facebook. She said, I see you on YouTube. Okay. So maybe on Facebook.
Oh, we are on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have really been trying to get people onto YouTube a little bit more. It's a better platform for us to be on YouTube than it is Facebook. So any of y'all out there listening, Mondays, YouTube, come and check us out. I guess they say like, subscribe. Oh, I got a ticker for that. I got a ticker and everything. Let's see what that. It is right there. Let's see.
Oh, see, look at that.
Oh, there it is. Look. Kristen Tara Owsley, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Please subscribe for a free reading. Also, anyone out there, if you know someone or you know, this is and anyone needs a free reading of any sort or a reading in general, 561KTO, I made it easy, at Gmail, 561KTO at Gmail. Just email me. We'll schedule them in a session and they can come online and we'll do it live. And that's kind of how, when I offer it for free, it's live. You can always do private readings, of course. Just email me if you want that. And it looks like Sarah, this medical intuitive. My guide told me exactly what you're saying, that we have the ability to manifest or dissolve our illnesses. But I think what you were saying is we need to find the root of
so we have the ability to create them, you know, as you were saying, manifest them, create them, to make them worse, to make them better. But when we were talking, you know, before we got on the show about traditional medications and stuff like that, and I have had a slew of different medications in my lifetime, and you know, you just reach a point where, at least I did, where I just wanted to take control over my own health, and started looking at the traditional medications and saying, you know, how many of these are really necessary and how many of these are am I on because of the side effects from some of them that I had to go on to a additional medication for, So like if I was on this medication, I had to now go on this one because of the side effects from this one, and then this one because of the side effects from this one. So that took me down a little journey of asking my guides what the issue was what issue was causing the health problem, instead of just, okay, well, I'll just take this pill and hope that everything gets better. For example, if my tooth was hurting, I didn't just say, okay, let's fix this tooth. It was, why is this tooth hurting? What is attached to this tooth that is making the pain? For example, a lot of our tooth pains are connected to specific family members
pain in your tooth.
Yes, exactly. So just a lot of different illnesses can be related to different things,
And that's exactly what I wanted to talk about today, actually, is how we listen. Because I know a lot of people are like, okay, that sounds great, but I'm not hearing anything. And so I have a story to tell, and this is what I want to talk about today. We do have a guest. Maybe she's going to come on. I sent her the link. She sent me her information. I haven't heard from her. So if she comes on, we'll pipe on. Anyone wants a reading, pipe on in. You can interrupt us anytime. In the meantime, we're going to talk metaphysics. So this is a great story, and it's one where I have not openly heard my guides so loudly in a while. So as you learn to talk to your guides, they becomes a little like second nature in a way. And in my opinion, what I have found is that if I'm busy or distracted, sometimes their messages get lost. They get lost a little bit in like, was that me? Was that not me? Was that my voice? Did that information come from me? So like what Sarah does, which we should all be doing, is meditating and speaking consciously to your guides every day. Like, for example, if like my illness, I have a sickness right now and I'm on antibiotics and my body is not happy with me right now. I'm having headaches and stomach aches and my body does not want me taking these antibiotics. So had I maybe opened my communication up to my guides, maybe I could have figured out where this is coming from. But I have this cool story to tell you. I was in New York this past weekend. Oh, hi, Bobby. I see you back there. Did you want a reading? I see you. You want to hold on to my story and then I'll bring you on. You going to hang in there for a little bit? Okay. So I was in New York and someone had given me an old hair dryer. I didn't bring my hair dryer. So I plugged in the hair dryer and it had like a really a smell to it, like an old smell, but it was an old hair dryer. So I have it up and I'm blow drying like this, getting this part of my hair. And I very clearly heard, there is something very hot and very metally and very tarry that is going to shoot out of that hair dryer and it's going to go into your eyeball. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm thinking, so you have this split second, your brain goes through process. Your brain processes that information. That information came through sounding like my own voice. It came through sounding like my own crazy thought. It came through, but it was such a scary thought that my brain went, well, goodness gracious, if that's the case, and let me put my eye down. And all of this happened within a matter of a split second. And the moment I put my eye down and my head down, this hot metal flaming thing shot into my head and burned my entire head. It would have taken my eye out. I think my eye would have been gone. And we had a show that night. I would have been in the hospital and I think I would have had an eye patch or something. And it made me stop instantly because I realized those were my guides speaking as loud to me as they possibly can, grabbing my attention so that I didn't lose an eye. And then it reminded me that they do this to us every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day they're talking to us. And I thankfully, it's been a little while since they've been that loud to the point where it shook me, to the point where I obeyed instantly. They've done that. Actually, there was like a bunch of police cars and they told me to stop at this red light. It was yellow and it was red. And I was like, I can make it. And they screamed at me. And I was like, oh my God, fine. Meanwhile, this is a split second. I think I'm talking to myself. I stop. I sleep. There's 5 cop cars all staring at me. And I was like, thank you. So they're stopping you from cops. They're totally built-in radar. They're going to heal your sicknesses if you're sick. Like what she said, she went to her guides and her guide said, look, this is what's wrong with your dad. I probably need to go talk to them and find out why I'm having some of this medical issues. Cause you're probably 100%. I'm holding on to something. I'm not releasing something. I'm putting now chemicals and poison in my body. So that's kind of the topic of what I wanted to talk about today, because those guides saved my eye last week. And I want to impress upon us being in communication with them more and listening.
Yeah, even something as simple as distracting us. Like we take it as a bad thing. Oh gosh, I got distracted. But those little distractions can be lifesavers. Samantha and I were on the way. I can't remember where we were going now. Another distraction. I want to say we were like on the way to the mall or someplace that I'm used to going all the time. And in the split second, I forgot where I was going and ended up going like totally the opposite way of the way I should have gone. And Samantha's like, where are you going, Mom? And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, you're going the wrong way. And I'm like, well, I guess we're going this way now, and I just went with it. And come to find out, like there were fire trucks and everything heading the other way. We just avoided a huge accident, and I'm like, everything happens for a reason. And I used to get so stressed out about, oh my gosh, I took a wrong turn. I'm going to be late now. And I no longer look at those things the same way. I look at them as,
okay, where am I? I'm supposed to be here.
I'm supposed to be this way. Let's figure out what happens now.
Trust my guides to take care of me.
Yeah.
And as much, and Sarah's special. She is. She really is. I'm special.
My mom always told me that.
My mom always told me, Bobby, you're special too. So here's the thing. They are talking to everybody. And if you need they don't even mind what you say to them. So if you want to call them your angels, if you want to give them a name, my son calls his Bob, just because that he likes to make a joke of this, and that's cool. He can. There are really no rules. I just really want you to know that there's something out there, God, aliens, angels, guides, that is really looking out for you and really has your back and really wants to take care of you. And we're going to talk more about this, but for now I have Regina Roberti in the back, and I have Bobby. So actually, Regina, I'm going to bring you on in 1 second, but I'm going to bring Bobby on for 1 second because he's been here. So I'm going to bring you on, my friends.
Okay.
Hello, welcome.
Hi, Bobby.
Welcome to the show, Bobby. Are you frozen? This is our first time meeting you because I don't recognize you. Okay.
Been on your show before.
Oh, can I hear you? Are you back? You're glitching. No? Yes? 1, 2, 3.
Hello?
I always want to get. Oh, hi.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, I can see you. Hi. How are you?
Hi. And
I think your internet might be not so good, but
I'm going to try my Wi-Fi.
yeah, maybe try your Wi-Fi. See if you can get to a better area. I don't mind if you're frozen if you can hear us, but I don't think you can hear very well. Or I can't. Oh, wait, there you are. Are you there, Bobby?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Well, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
Is this your first time on the show? It is. I don't recognize Bobby. I feel like he needs a reading. And then I'm going to bring Regina. Regina Roberti. All right, he's frozen. Let's see if I'll take him off, and then maybe he can get himself back on. Oh, yeah, and then we'll, Bobby, see if you can get yourself back on. I'm going to bring Regina on. Oh, wait. Hi, I can see you.
Hey,
Can you see me?
I'm on my Wi-Fi now.
Okay. Yay. So can I ask you something?
Yes.
Are you in a relationship, or do you have a
I'm
relationship
not
with someone?
really in one, but it's turning into one.
Yeah. So I see that. I see that there's like a relationship. There's something in question with someone you might love, or something that might be turning into a relationship. I also see some traveling. So I don't know if you guys are going to be traveling, or I don't know if this person is long distance or.
He's long distance.
Okay, he's long distance. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, awesome. So I see. All right, so is he a Gemini or are you?
I don't know. I just know he's 37 and I'm 39.
All right, cool. So this particular person is really going to love their freedom. Freedom is very important to them. The ability that they can make their own choices and their own decisions, and they're not going to be like harped on. This particular person has so much love to give, and you also have so much love to give. Like, you guys have so much love inside of your hearts to give to each other. But I want you to be careful that might be stopped if we don't allow this to really unfold, and kind of work on what you're bringing to the table. Work on your relationship skills, like,
Okay.
read the 5 love languages, or get on Audible and listen to the 5 love languages. And I want you to kind of put this into play and into practice with this particular new person that you're working with. There are 5 love languages, and I want you to figure out which one this person is. And I want you to work really hard to try to get that relationship in a smooth, calm way where there's a feeling of freedom versus control.
Okay.
All right. So I do see that, this relationship is happening. So also your guides, those are the ones we just talked about. They're the ones that are telling you to love, to be kind, that you're perfect, that this person is great, to forgive, to not have those expectations. So I want you to trust your inner voice right now when you're moving forward with this relationship. So the 5 love languages, trust your guides and your inner voice, and stay in the light with this. And I think you guys could have a beautiful thing in the future. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks for checking in. Keep in touch. Let us know how it goes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Bye, Bobby.
Bye. All right. Oh, they love
The
budding
beginnings
love.
of new relationships. I know.
It's going to be trauma and trouble. God
I
bless.
know.
Relationships are hard.
I love them for other people.
Yeah. Hi, welcome.
Hey, it's nice to see you guys again.
It's nice to see you too.
Hi.
I know this is definitely someone that we met. We met you at the 5.
At the event, yes, I remember that face.
I still have the 432 vibrations on because I wanted the vibrations of that event to stay on my wrist. I really had a
so good.
beautiful.
That was
Yeah, it was really good energy there. I met a lot of cool people.
Yeah, and also, if you want to ever join us, I don't know if we talked about this, but they have this thing called Happy Jupiter Dancing on mile marker 55. And somehow, like, my guides went to my sister's phone, who doesn't have anything to do with this, and went to this happy dancing.
Yeah, I got a card from the woman who was walking around letting everybody know to come to it. She said, I just made these cards. I didn't have cards, and now I've just made these cards and I'm handing them out to everybody. And if you can come up and join us. And I was like, oh, great. It's Saturday. Like, what is it?
Every Saturday from 6 to 9.
Saturday from 6 to 9.
I'm hearing loud and clear that we are supposed to be happy dancing in the middle of the beach.
We're happy dancing, Kristen. We got to do it. We got to go happy dance.
We're gonna go. I want to go this Saturday. I didn't go we didn't go. It was raining a little bit and whatever, but definitely I want to go this Saturday if we can, just to at least support someone doing something as beautiful as that. She's not asking for any money. She's just like, come and dance with us. Bring your dogs. Bring your kids. Come and dance.
Awesome. Maybe we can come. My kid has a tournament, in dojo tournament on Saturday. So morning, we'll see how long it goes and if we can swing up there.
Yeah. And if, and we'll let you know, even if you can't make it this Saturday, maybe next Saturday, I want to bring my daughter up, and you can bring your kids too, maybe.
They would love it.
Yeah. It's a family event, you know,
a little family event, you know, and So, okay, Regina. So
I'll tell them we're going Christmas shopping at the mall. Yeah. And then they'll be in. See?
They won't know anything. They won't be able to say no.
I know.
We all have the kids the same age. So my daughter's 15 and hers are 17-year-old twins.
Yeah, they're going to be 17 in May.
Oh God, my kids are 7 and 9, so they're a little young. They'll be sleeping on the way home.
Well, but you know what? If you go on it on Facebook, I saw a bunch of kids there, and they all had LED bracelets and necklaces. There were children dancing, and I thought and they were young too.
Yeah, so. Like they were some of them were playing like board games and stuff too in the dark. Cool. They have like picnic tables out, blankets. Yeah, it looked
we'll
like
have to definitely check. And now it's getting a little cooler, so we'll have to bring sweaters.
Yeah.
We're such Floridians.
Right?
Sweaters.
I'm excited for this cold weather. I have my door open. I'm like, oh, this is exciting.
Yeah, we just moved into a house with screen doors, so very excited about being able to open the windows and the doors.
Okay, Regina, well, tell us about what you do. Tell us about you.
Okay, so I've been a licensed massage therapist for the last 14 years this January, and that job led me to really get into energy work, Reiki healing. And over time, especially in the last, let's say 4 or 5 years, that led me to working with the mind. And when I was doing a lot of receiving a lot of education on these different areas of energy work, one of them was shadow alchemy. And
what is it?
Shadow alchemy, like shadow work. Yeah.
Ooh, shadow work.
I love that term. Yeah, I haven't heard that before.
Shadow alchemy. Yeah. I love that too. Our shadow selves they affect our everyday decisions if we're not.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it has a lot to do with like archetypal stuff. And I'm not an expert in it whatsoever. But through the process of learning about that, and the guide that I had at the time, she told me that I was moving. My genius is working on the body, but I was starting to kind of expand and move into the mind and as well as consciousness. So the way that I affect people when I work with people is I help them with their physical issues, kind of almost like a medical medium. I've never really considered myself a medical medium, but I'm super intuitive when it comes to medical issues in the body. My background is alternative medicine, holistic health. And so it led me to, she told me, she's like, the more you work with people, the more they're going to get like a triple upgrade. Like they're going to level up consciousness wise. They're going to level up, as far as their health goes and their well-being. And I was like, okay, great. So, I moved from massage therapy into health coaching, and I utilize, this conversational hypnosis to tap into really what people are really trying to say. And so there's a lot of intuition that goes along with it, and like really tapping in spiritually and energetically into the people that I work with to help them get the results that they want. And so that's kind of what I do. It's really fun.
So for example, like if someone, when we say health, health coaching, health wellness, because what I find with people is their mind is what's stopping them from getting healthy. Their mind is not well. So they wake up, they might be in a negative state. They're saying they don't like their jobs. And then also what me and Sarah had talked about is like clutter in the house, The food has a certain vibrational pattern. So if we have maybe toxic processed foods with like cluttered drawers and maybe unhealthy work environments, this is all going into us not being able to get healthy. So like, mind you, they're going to the gym, right? And they're working out, but then they're coming home into this environment that's so unhealthy, and they don't know why they're getting sick, and there's disease and
yeah, I mean,
which aspect of that do you?
Well, I tap into it all, to be honest with you, because, you know, if you're only addressing one avenue of health, you're not really, it's not the full picture of what's going on. So, you know, traditionally in health coaching, you're assessing their physical body, right? Like, what's their blood labs look like? You know, what are they eating on a regular basis? Are they having, you know, are they getting physical exercise, physical fitness in every day, or at least 4 times a week? So we look at like the stats of things, and then I start to talk to them about their relationships and their family health and how they grew up. And depending on what issues specifically they want to work on, we tap into that, and we just go deeper and deeper until we unravel. Because you can be healthy all day long from your kitchen and into the gym. But if you are still carrying around baggage from childhood, it doesn't matter what you're doing. And I've had this experience personally, until I started to work on that deep stuff that traumatized me, the stuff that I went through as a kid, the stuff that I went through in relationships growing up, all these different beliefs and conclusions I came to about myself and the people around me. My scenario is going to keep happening. My daily life is going to stay the same. My mental well-being is going to stay the same. It doesn't matter how hard I try to do everything else.
Yeah. So what's an example of like going into someone and healing a childhood trauma? So like if someone has like a neck ache, or like, can you relate that back to like you're holding on to tension from like parental?
You could, but really I like to talk to the subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind knows everything about what's going on with the person and why they are where they are. So I kind of follow like the breadcrumbs through what they're saying, through their unconscious moments, so that I can go deeper and see, what does this really mean? Because you could be looking at somebody who has a weight issue or an eating disorder, or you can have somebody with anxiety. And until you go deep with them on the issue, just kind of really being curious and navigating what they're talking about really carefully, and listening really, really intently to what they're saying, you're not going to be able to catch those moments, because they're kind of the subconscious mind's super sneaky. Its job is just to protect us at all times. So through conversation, I allow them to kind of vent a little. And then when I hear a moment, when I intuitively grab onto a moment, I jump on that moment.
Okay. Because I think that I feel that the medical field is moving towards this in the future, the healing, how to heal. Because like I was just telling her, I'm on antibiotics right now. I don't want to be on antibiotics at all. And my body is giving me severe, massive headaches, which is just letting me know, like,
they're detoxing
on antibiotics right now. Like, yeah. But I had to take it because, I suffer from this flare up that makes me so sick, and I haven't been able to, while I don't want to take it, I haven't found a way to overcome that yet. I feel so it sounds like you are like a medical intuitive, because, like what Sarah was saying, when you can assess a body, the information comes back vibrationally to you. Like, there's a glitch here, there's an energy block here, they're holding energy here. And
I'm currently working with a client more on his business and relationship aspects, but I give him the freedom to text me in between our sessions, because I book him two every other week throughout like for 3 months. And then we do like our coaching style that way. So we usually just talk on the phone. I don't need to physically see him, but he was just texting me yesterday, and he was texting me all this stuff. And in my head, there's this intuition of failure. And it wasn't even part of our conversation. But then all of a sudden I asked him the right question, and he's like, I feel like a failure. And I'm like, how are you a failure in that particular area? And he's like, I'm going to have to think about that. So I write that down for the next time I physically talk to him. But there's an energy frequency, a biofeedback loop that happens in conversation, even through text, even through phone conversation, and especially through, visibly seeing body language. But I'm getting really, really keen at tapping into that particular aspect of my intuition a lot more easily, and kind of following that, letting it lead me to help my clients a lot more deeply.
Yeah, and I think that makes a lot of sense what you said, how you heard failure. So you were receiving that vibrational, energetic information. Because that's, even with these cards that I do, all they do is resonate with the energy that you're vibrating.
Right.
So he was vibrating failure. So if I had these cards, they would pull failure. You're not feeling well. And that's how it works. We're like radio antennas, and we're all vibration.
Yeah, and it's really cool. Really cool stuff.
That when you hit that failure, that you went in and said, well, why do you feel that? So you trace the root cause, or trying to go. So the failure was like the manifestation of a root thought, of a projection. There was a projecting thought that created failure. So going back to why you feel that way. And then in their brain, sometimes when they say it out loud, it's like, oh, that didn't even make sense at all. Like, I shouldn't even be feeling that way. Like, that was an old thought that got put in my head by a parent or by a teacher or by a failure that I happened when I was 7. And this situation triggered that in me. So it makes
and it always ends up bringing up some kind of memory from the past, right? And so, diving into that memory, you start to help them understand why they felt that way in that moment and how it was useful then, but it's not useful anymore. It's not conducive to the type of life that they're trying to have, or the type of relationship they're trying to build, or, how they're going to get past their own blocks that they've created based on that one belief from that one instance, or multiple instances throughout life that just kept reaffirming that feeling over and over and over again. So it's really tricky to navigate that on your own. It's really helpful to have somebody who can really grab onto those little moments of communication. The subconscious mind is like, I really don't want this. I really don't, but it's helping me in so many ways, and I just can't let it go. And so we're always in conflict, consciously to unconsciously, and it can be that way, not only with communication and having successful relationships, but it can be the same way with medical history. It could be the same way with how you were raised and what environment you were in and what felt familiar. And you're constantly bringing or trying to find ways to bring that old environment into your current life, even though you don't belong there anymore. So it's just such a fun process to dissect those things that create havoc in people's lives.
Yeah, like I try to explain it sometimes like a DVR system. Like, our brain it's a supercomputer, but like, remember DVRs? And the DVR was intuitive sometimes. The DVR would be like, based on the fact that you liked these 4 shows, we're going to make these 4 shows for you. And I feel like our brain is like, based on the fact that this happened to you when you were 7, 9, 11, and 12, now I'm going to put these 4 options of failure, trauma, misery, and just, give
lack of self-worth.
Playing with the butterflies outside. Like, those things hurt you last time. You don't want to do those things again. And we get this fear, like, oh my God, because our DVR system's like playing automatically, intuitively, like,
there are algorithms for sure. We are computers in a very literal sense, because our memories are algorithms, when we're going into new relationships, or we're trying to start a new diet, and we're trying to start a new lifestyle, our old algorithms are already there. So the new thing comes in, but if we don't stay on it long enough, we're not going to create a new algorithm for a new experience. And so we'll keep going back to the old algorithms. But we're so computer-like when it comes to our minds. It's unbelievable. You're very right.
Yeah. And I do talk about the fact that all of our minds right now, and that's why it's so important. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is why you're doing what you're doing. Sarah's spreading the message. It's not to say, hey, there's something wrong with you guys. It's to say, hey, we have these brains, we have these computers. We are not teaching our children at this time how to train our minds, how to be aware of how our mind works like a computer. how to be aware that sometimes you can catch a virus or need a software upgrade, or maybe that program is old and outdated and no longer serves you. And I say to like every day, I'm like, okay, discipline has been something that I really I have all these ideas. I'm going to do them, and I do them for like a couple days. And then I just fall right back into
best ideas ever too, Kristen. You really do have great ideas.
Algorithms.
Algorithms.
Yeah.
What you said I love is like, can you do it long enough to be able to kind of create a new algorithm that could replace and update the old?
Yeah.
Like my iPhone took I don't know how long it took. It was hours for the new update.
Really?
Right? So it took a lot of time. So I think sometimes we aren't giving ourselves, number one, the environment long enough, because also, you know, I'm in the same environment I was a day ago, but I'm trying to make changes. I'm seeing the same people.
We live in a place of immediate satisfaction. We want it now.
Instant gratification.
You know? Yes.
Yeah. And we're not built for that. That's not the way that our bodies and our minds have been built. We need time.
We also can't pick 12 updates at the same time, because we're going to overload and then just crash and then go back and fall back and maybe regress into, you know, a 12-year-old making bad decisions. I see it every day. We all do it. We don't mean to do it.
Right. But what was happening when you were a 12-year-old?
You know?
Yeah. You were.
What was happening when you were 12, when that safety program or that protocol was put into place, or that belief or conclusion was created about you, and so that's the way you need to be? Like, what happened then? Most people don't remember. They need that memory jogged.
It's true. Most people don't. I don't really try to go back and swim there, and the interesting thing is, I'm like, oh, there's a lot back there. But I have 100% found exactly what you're saying to be true, especially now that I'm in a relationship that feels healthier, like a healthier relationship than I've had in the past. And I'm bringing up all sorts of old, toxic, unhealthy algorithms that are programmed. And even I hear myself and I'm like, what am I, 12? Like, what's coming out of my mouth right now? I sound like a little brat, or like a 14-year-old, like stomping, like, I don't really like that you didn't call me, you know.
But you're hyper aware of it. But you're hyper aware of it, because most people don't go, what am I saying? What am I doing right now? They can't stop themselves. You know, you're not going to be able to stop yourself in that moment, but you have that almost like outer body experience, looking at you going, wow, you're such a brat.
Yeah. Why
are you having a tantrum right now?
Why can I make myself not be quiet right now? I know the words coming out of my mouth are literally an old algorithm. And I love that it's an algorithm, because it's not that I'm failing.
It's not permanent.
It's not that there's something wrong with me. It's not that I'm broken or damaged or toxic. No. It's just my DVR system recorded some old algorithm back when I was too young to be making certain choices and decisions, or I may not have had guidance or
coping skills or anything.
Skills to get through some of those big, strong emotions when you're 12, 13, 14, 15, 6, 7, 8,
exactly.
You know, and the kids are picking on you in the playground, you're all mad. And I've even seen grown men like temper tantrums, like, you are a 3-year-old man-child right now.
Stop it.
You know, and they don't know, but but that's why we're doing what we're doing right now. That's why we're talking about what we're talking about, because all three of us here and everyone else who's choosing to do this kind of work, we just want to get the message out that there is a choice, that there are ways that a lot of times, and I love medical professionals like therapists and psychiatrists. I honor and respect them. I do recommend that you find one that is, has some
more modern,
can bridge a little bit into the metaphysics, just a little bit into spirituality, just a little bit into like the alternative medicine, versus them just kind of redoing the trauma that you've been through and being like, well,
even your regular doctors, you have to be
regular doctors believe in alternative medicine.
Yeah. You need an integrative specialist for sure.
And they support this stuff because that's, you can go and take all the pills in the world that you want, but they are not going to heal you until you understand that you're the projector. And we are the projector.
Or the creator. Yeah.
and the creator. We
We're the
are
creator
of
Yeah.
everything that we see. And as much as I want, people are still grasping that concept, and creation happens right now. We can't create what we did 5 minutes ago. As much as we wish we could go back in time, we don't have a time stone. So 5 minutes ago, I might have been a complete brat and said dumb things and bratty things. But presently, 5 minutes later, I'm like, wow, that was bratty. I had a glitch in my algorithm. I, pulled up the wrong DVR database and I played a drama show that I heard at 12. I am so sorry. Can we scratch that? And what I would love some people to consider when they're with partners and relationships, that they allow the reset button to take place.
Yeah. That'd be nice, right?
They allow for a reset button. Because a reset is like, shoot, I just screwed that up. Can I reset and fix my algorithm? Instead of, okay, well now
that's going to be like the new go-to saying.
Yeah.
I need to reset.
We just coined it.
Yeah.
We just coined it. I'm posting that.
Yeah. And I love that you're intuitive with that, because you hear what they're saying. So in a way, you are working like a mental health professional. I understand you're not ever allowed to say that, or the government's going to come after you. So
yeah,
scratch that. But we are, energetically, and I don't even think we can use the term healing. So, but we will find a way. Source will always find a way. But we're energetically intuitive to see where some of these glitches have been recorded. If we were to bring it into science and computers, and technology.
Yeah, that's really what this is.
Question.
Go for it.
When you're with your clients, are they in a meditative state with you, or are you just chatting with them?
Through the process of inquiry, that happens naturally. What I mean by that is we go in and out of consciousness all day long. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've ever gotten in your car and started driving down the road, and you're going to the same place you've always gone to. 1 minute you get in your car and you turn the car on, the next minute you're at the location and you just spaced out the entire drive there.
Yeah.
Now that's you being subconscious. The reason why is because the subconscious part of your mind is your daily programs, your safety protocols. It runs everything that you're doing between 92, 93, and 97%. So everything you do on a daily basis is run by your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is your fix-it part of your mind. It's a curious part of the mind. It wants to know how it can solve problems. Whereas the unconscious mind likes to keep you safe. And so when I ask the right questions to my clients, they automatically, if they pause and they're looking for that information, that's an unconscious moment. That's a trance. So naturally they go in and out, ebb and flow in and out of trance-like moments. Some people, you ask them 2 or 3 questions and they go like this. But for the most part, 95% of the people that I work with never go into that. It's just communicating and basically digging up all this old stuff that doesn't belong anymore. And so by asking those right questions, I help them go deeper, and then they solve their own issues. So I'm intuitively guiding them into themselves so that they can unravel those knots, those chaotic moments, those emotions, which are illogical in those instances where they happen. And they can unravel that and basically create a new knot, one that benefits them more today in their current situation or in what they're trying to accomplish in their life. So it doesn't matter if it's relationships, health, whatever. Through conversation, the way that I've been trained to do it, I help people go unconscious so that they can fix their own stuff that they've created. So they're trancing in and out the whole hour or hour and a half, 2 hours, however long it takes them particularly to get to what they're trying to accomplish in that session.
This reminds me a little bit of I had a QHHT session, and it kind of reminds me of that, but this appears to have a lot more benefits. I don't know why they're not doing this. Well, I know why they're not doing this everywhere.
Well,
but
this modality has only been around for like 15 years. It's a newer modality. It's being taught by somebody who created it in Australia. And last year, was it last year? I think it was last year. He trained about 30 of us to do what he does, teach other people how to do this particular modality.
And is it shadow alchemy? That's what.
No. That was just like, that was a segue to bigger things for me. It got me to learn more deeply about myself and where I was coming from in conflict. But this is called advanced conversational hypnosis. And so through his, teaching us, I already knew hypnosis. I studied the Mercer Peer at the Mercer Peer School of Rapid Transformational Therapy a couple years back. And so I already had a baseline for what hypnosis was, but I knew that there was more that needed to happen in a session I wanted to expedite results. I didn't want it to take 2 to 3 hours in a session and then have them have to come back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times on the same issue. And somehow I stumbled upon this guy, and I automatically bought his curriculum and joined his master classes, and I learned. And then when I started putting it to application, I was helping people clear lifelong issues in one session, whether it was 1 hour to 2 hours. I've helped somebody in 50 minutes. So for me, I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And so when he offered to train, to teach students to be trainers, I jumped on that. I was like, this is so many people need to learn this. So you're right. This is going to become the way that psychology, psychiatry, therapy is done, because it's so much faster. I had a client who came to me. He was crying. He was an older gentleman. He was crying every single night. Every time it started to get dark out, he would go into this fearful state. I don't know how he got there, but he had been seeing a therapist since the 1990s. Yes. And late 1990s. And I sat with him for 3 hours doing a session with him, and everything that happened, needed to happen, happened in that 3 hours. And he said, I cannot believe that I've been in therapy for that long, and you just helped me in just a few hours. I don't understand it, but I feel so great. And he stopped fearing the night, and he was able to stop crying after 20 years of crying. It was unbelievable.
That must be so rewarding for you.
I don't what is it? It's almost like shock. I don't understand how it's happening. And I almost dismiss that it was me that helped him get there. It's not even about, it's never about me. I'm just happy that somebody's not in so much pain anymore.
Yeah.
But I cry when my people are like, oh my God, I've been dealing with this for 15 years, 30 years. I cry for them, because I'm I'm so happy for you. Such an amazing, feeling to let go of all of that stuff that's just been eaten at you for so long.
Yeah. And there was some trauma that glitched into him that just every time we've been through a trauma, that I'm telling you, that DVR records it. It records it right in that brain. And anytime that anything even that's where PTSD is, even feels like it could be something that might have led to this, that's where that trauma, that fear, and this is in every single circumstance in your entire life, not only from getting up, but getting up in the morning.
That's right.
Work in the morning. You've maybe had some pain at work. You've had some trauma at work. You were hurt at work. If someone was mean to you, even if it was years ago, now you wake up every morning and you're like, I can't do this anymore. I'm miserable. You wake up every morning with, okay, you have these responsibilities that you have to do. But when you were younger, you couldn't do those responsibilities right. And you were told you were wrong. And your mom said you were doing everything wrong. So now when it's time for you to do responsibilities, you have this procrastination, this fear, this pain, and you don't know why you can't get these things done. You don't know why.
In massage therapy, we were taught we hold our issues in our tissues. And so our emotional trauma, we store, and I don't know, you guys have to know about Louise Hayes, right? Medical medium. the stuff that she was able to like just create, and like meanings of the left side of the body, the right side of the body, if you have issues with your hands, your fingers, your toes, your ankles, whatever, this means this, and here's the affirmation for it. It's so on point. It's so on point. I've been able to be in a massage with a client and go, you know, this is going on with your feet. And then I'd ask them a question about what I knew from Louise Hayes's work. And he's like, how did you know that? So I didn't tell him about it, you know, like there's no way that he could have been like, oh yeah, that resonates or whatever. It was just me, you know, kind of feeling it out. So we hold our issues in our tissues, and sometimes it turns into really debilitating diseases. And, you know, until we can let that go, we're not going to get rid of that illness.
And I do love that shadow alchemy, because it is all held in our shadow self. And we have this real shadow self, and we put all our stuff in there. And the most beautiful thing is it's so simple, because when we put our light on it, when we put our attention on it, when we turn around and stare at it, and we're like, I found you. There you are. This is why I'm afraid. You almost just look at it and it's like, oh, okay. And it kind of like dissolves.
It's not a wolf, it's a puppy, you know?
It's a puppy. Now, it probably has 12 puppy mates and litter mates. So you cover one thing, and yeah, there are 11 or 12 more things. And then, to be honest, when you cover those, you're going to uncover some other things. But everything you uncover is the shadow alchemy that pulls you into addressing your fears. Each one of them, it's like cleaning out your garage. You know, we have this garage.
Oh my God, what a daunting task.
There's a lot of stuff in there. Broken, it's old. We don't want to do it. We just want to keep that garage door closed. It's easy. And then when we don't like something, we're like, lift up the garage, throw it in, shut the garage, run. And this is what it is. So when we start opening that garage and we take one thing at a time and just, okay, you know what? I don't need this anymore.
Sweep it out. Yep.
And that's, you know, that's how we can start feeling better and healing and getting to the root of disease. And
yeah, for sure.
So tell me then, Regina, what would be an example of, like, if a client called you, like, do you do like a session? Like, how does it work? If you had a new client call you for the first time?
It really depends on the person and what their situation is. Primarily, I like to work, you know, like a one and done thing. I want you to go on your way. I want you to like trot off into the happy distance and be like, yay, Regina, help me. And then like, I can live my life, you know? But so I primarily like to work with a person one-on-one, start with one session. We start there. But this particular client, he wanted me to be able to work with him on multiple issues over a long period of time. And so I created a coaching package for him. You know, he likes to get on the phone and chat for an hour and just kind of like work through his stuff. And so everybody's different in the way that they need support. And so it all really just depends on the person. So I do create packages, but I would much rather you just come to me and go, okay, this is my issue. For instance, my primary, like, I don't know how this happened, because like I've never had insomnia in my life except for when my kids were waking me up breastfeeding every hour and a half for the first 4 years of their lives. But insomnia, sleeping issues, it's kind of my thing. And so I've helped so many people just like in one session start sleeping again. And so just come, I do a little evaluation, make sure that, you know, we're a good fit for each other and that they're really invested in what they're trying to accomplish. Because if they're not, it's not going to work. I don't care how much money they pay me. If they don't really want to solve the problem is not going to go until they're ready. So that's a really big thing for me. I have to figure out, are you ready to leave this behind? And then we do the contract, we schedule the appointment, we make the payments, and then we set it up. And, you know, however long it takes, I sit with you until I feel satisfied that you've been tested, you're done, like the issue's gone. And if by some chance we miss something, I'll do a follow-up session, might take 20, 30 minutes or an hour, but usually that's pretty much it. And then we just let you process. We just let you go on your way and kind of like work through all the stuff that came up, because a lot of times the stuff came up and you can throw it in the garbage. It doesn't mean anything anymore, but there's some things that people need to work through. And so I'm there to support them as they, you know, things come up and they're like, well, what about this? And it's like, okay, let's put the spotlight on that. Let's see what's coming up around that. So
yeah, put the spotlight on it. Bring it into the light. Bring it
into the light.
Yeah, it always helps. All right. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. Sarah, any other questions? Any other? Hopefully, I put my little code word Osho'W, y'all. So if any of y'all are mentioning, just mention Osho'W. I'm sure she'll throw you some, you know. And then me and Sarah, because I'm bringing her in, I do want to do a have you ever done a group? Mia, have you ever done a group type session sort of thing where you could bring a group and talk them through something? Or
in rapid transformational therapy, that's a little bit easier to do. But the thing about people is we're all individuals. Our issues, like even if you both had sleeping issues, the reason why Sarah doesn't sleep well is not going to be the same reason why Kristen doesn't sleep well. So I like one-on-one because it's really helpful. Like as long as one person's sitting there and not talking, like I could do both in the same group, but I have to work with one person and then work on the other. And so if for whatever reason, we're all connected somehow, right? Like we might have the same issue for two different reasons, but there still might be a healing that happens in that session or a clearing that happens in that session for the other person, even if it doesn't quite match up to their story. So I haven't really tried to do the group stuff. I really enjoy one-on-one because I like to just tap into you, focus on you, and I don't want to be distracted by other energies that are going on in the area.
I see you in a group. I see a group. I see you in a group.
That's my training course.
Okay, yeah, I see you.
That's my training course.
In a group.
Teaching.
Because we are talking about putting on a healing, a health and wellness day, you know, a thing, and with little breakout sessions. So like you'll come and we'll just have like you and a bunch of metaphysical healers.
You'll come, Regina. See,
you'll come.
You'll come. You're there.
I'm already there.
Well, I can see it. I can see it. So, so that's
I can pull out my old RTT stuff because you know with RTT you do put people into trance before you start working on the issue, but there's got to be some kind of common theme.
Yeah, well, I love
going on.
You know, like even what I do, and the reason
Kristen and I have problems. We both have problems making decisions. I can speak up for both of us there.
When we have all these people come, so why I do this when I do my readings and I do it out loud, it's because like 20 people have the same stuff that's coming out of my mouth. It's like we're all in this same, that's happening to me. That's happening to me. So even if I can't read for everyone, one reading generally
covers everybody.
Covers a lot of people. So I'm wondering if there couldn't be something. And I only say that because I'm wondering if we could do like a little breakout where like Regina has, you know, this is your time frame. And then Sarah's going to have hers. And there's a bunch of other people that, you know, because I don't want it to be as simple as people just have a booth and you walk by the booth. I want to make it a really more interactive where like
intimate
30 to 45 minutes of a time slot.
Yeah.
Gonna affect and help and heal as many people as you can, even if it isn't a group session, because what's affecting me is gonna benefit, I'm sure, because we are connected. By the way, insomnia, I see insomnia as like their DVR system just doesn't have the stop button. And I know I keep going to the DVR, but it's like it just keeps playing over and over and over again. And they're trying to sleep, but then it just won't stop. Like it's stuck on the play mode.
A chronic theme with insomnia is anxiety about something that's keeping them awake. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be they don't like the job that they're stuck in, or they're obsessing over things having to be a very specific way and they can't break out of that thought process. It could be like they're worrying about things, or they just don't feel comfortable in life. And so, I think in a way, I mean, that definitely measures up because
Yeah,
they can't hit the pause button.
They can't hit the pause. It just keeps playing, and their eyes are closed, but their mind's like, it's kind of like the off button, the shutdown button on their computers.
It doesn't work. They gotta. There has to be like a hard plug pull.
Yeah,
and I would say that ACH is really good at doing that. It's really good at just fixing that button or like just pulling that cord out of the wall.
And so you found that like weight loss, like your hypnosis helps with like weight loss, like relationship stuff, all of that kind of stuff. Right.
Yeah, I mean the only type of people that we don't work with is psychosis. So like if you have like schizophrenia or your seizures or you're bipolar or something like that, like we don't really work with that stuff. And particularly for me in the state of Florida with health coaching, I can help people change their lifestyle and I can help them get out of their ruts around certain things. But I'm not, as far as a hypnotist in the state of Florida, I'm not licensed to work with those very serious illnesses that is left to, which licensed professionals.
Correct. And thank God for those licensed professionals. But if we were to just dare talk about them on a metaphysical or spiritual level and not get shut down by
it's all spiritual, to be honest with you, because it all has a lot to do with what's going on internally and where we come from. But I ended up becoming an ordained minister so that I can work on that with and make sure that I'm covered in that area, because this work is really important.
Yeah, and it is. When you deal with the schizophrenia and the bipolar, I can actually, because I energetically can feel everything. So
dissociation from self. Yeah.
I can feel the actual entities that are attached to them. I can feel them. So they're not actually, and every one of the schizophrenic cases, and the government has to know, because I know that they've already done remote viewing. They already know that there's this unforeseen dimensional realm that we're manifested right now, but there's that unmanifested realm that's affecting us every day. And some of those schizophrenic, their spirit their soul isn't really grounded in their body. So it's kind of like you said, it's slipping into this unconscious. And when it slips into this unconscious, you've got lots of fun that one.
Bipolar, two selves of one whole, two halves of one whole. Because bipolar is like, I cannot any longer emotionally cope with the trauma that I've experienced in my life. And so I'm going to separate from myself because it's the only way that I can cope with my reality. But what happens is like the computer starts to glitch. It's like Wreck-It Ralph, where the princess like glitches. She just keeps spritzing out because there's a part of the person that's just no longer with their soul. They've completely disconnected from it. And schizophrenia is like the full severance. Like they're tapping into and open to so many different things, unfortunately. And when you say entities, attachments, things like that, like that's a huge possibility because they're no longer solely
your avatar is empty,
connected. It's like anybody can come in, and so it's just like a revolving door for a lot of different things. I personally, and I don't work with these people, but I personally believe that schizophrenics can come back to their bodies. Their souls can come back to their body and re-inhabit it and make it so that somebody else can't get in there.
Metaphysical spiritual treatment, they can absolutely do it, but we're trying to give them medication that is that does not it
keeps them separated.
It keeps them disassociated. The medication just keeps them so that they're numb to it all and they can't harm people, but it's not fixing, curing, helping. What we need to do is pull all those fragments back together, ground the person in their body, teach them how to ground themselves in their body, and then teach them what it feels like when they have all those weird little energetic glitches and whatever we want to call them, poke and prod and trying to get their attention. And we can heal them. And thankfully at some point, because of the work that we're doing, you're doing, I'm doing, and anyone else again in this field, at some point we will have a cure. At some point
they do have people in Europe that are working with schizophrenics who are trying this stuff, testing this stuff out and working with them on a totally different level, understanding like how a person becomes schizophrenic in the first place, and then basically like deconstructing or reconstructing that deconstruction, right? And so there are people who are really doing some great work with this, but it's not really known because of
Not yet.
the implications of it as far as medical goes.
The government's in the medical field and how they just aren't interested in getting that involved. And
I'm excited to see what comes of it. It's going to be epic.
Me too. It's exciting. Also, the next thing, just the last thing on this topic is those who are in jail. Also, as you hear the story over and over and over and over again, there's something made me do it. There was something there was something there that was affecting me. You hear it. I hear the story so often repeated, but no one really cares. Oh, they're nuts. They're crazy. Give them some pills. There's no one who cares enough to address it. So, but it's coming. We're changing. We're evolving. Every conversation that we have right now, even right now, this conversation is one step closer to that.
Just putting it out there.
Putting it out there. It's one step in evolution, one step in the right direction, one step for the light goes out on a grid. This information goes out for anyone who can collectively, vibrationally, or energetically receive this information in the world. They're privy to it. So this information is global. Goes everywhere. All right. Well, thank you, Regina, for coming on. We'll definitely have you on again for sure.
Yay. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. And let us know, people, how it goes, and go and here she is. Here's her Gmail, code word Osho'W. You can let them know you came from me.
LifeTransformationSolutions.com, and that website can bring you to there's like a tab. It says follow me here, and you can find all my social media on the link.
Facebook and everything like that. So give it a try, guys. I'm gonna think about it. I need to get my discipline in order. I need to work on myself over here.
Yeah. Well, keep in touch and text me about Saturday. Let's go up there together.
I will about Saturday. I will. And then also, I want to do something in April. I want to do a health and wellness thing in April.
I will be there.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Yay. That was fascinating.
That was really cool. I definitely want to do that with her.
Me too. I'm thinking how many things could I really have some things I could be working on myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I really try to get it to do a lot of it myself, but there's nothing wrong. And for me,
get a little kickstart in there there's nothing wrong with that.
With someone that's in my field of metaphysics and spirituality.
Exactly.
Because medical doctors or medicine or even therapists, I love them. I love them. But I need them to understand metaphysics and spirituality so that they understand energy and they understand certain aspects of how our brain works. It's totally different than traditional medical care.
Yeah, I completely agree. And you heard what she said too. It's just that the sessions I've had with Joseph, that's like getting, a dose of something right there, Yeah. And the one QHHT session I had, I think doing a session with her would be awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you go, let me know and then I'll go. I don't know what QHHT is, but I've heard of it. I've seen it.
It's where they put you. Well, I guess they don't really put you in a meditative state. You just kind of are. I laid down for mine, and he did it on a Zoom session, and it was probably about
this guy.
Yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Is it like hypnosis or something?
Yes, and I have mine all recorded too. He records it for you, and then he sends you the transcript so you have it.
So did you talk?
Talk? So you talk to him. He asks you questions, and you talk to him, and basically because you and I can both see stuff during our journey, he'll ask you okay, what do you see now? He's taking you back in time in all your lifetimes and stuff. So that's how I found out, the majority of my lifetimes were on, this planet.
Oh, another planet.
Yeah. So it was really cool. And I found out why I was afraid of my gifts and stuff. And I think that's part of my reason why I can't settle on like what I want to do, you know?
I feel that still. And you know, you have the support of your family, so you don't even need to pretend to be normal anymore.
Yeah, I'm so not normal too. Like, I mean, it's just one of those things.
So not normal.
I'm really not.
I love it.
No, and I mean, I've been talking to Joseph and you about this for years now, about like, yeah, so I can work with energy, I can see energy, I can like
highly intuitive.
I channel, I speak to it. There's like, I do all of it, I just don't do it, you know?
Yeah, because again, energetically, I vibrationally feel everything. It's just I glitched into that where I just feel everything is just energy and vibrations. And your energy and your vibrations is some of the highest or clearest or high vibrational energy I have even come in contact with. You know, like it's almost wordless. I can't fully describe the energy that's kind of vibrating through you. And so that's why I'm like, where are you working at a school? Like, but me too, I'm in construction. I'm like, we need to be, you know, the world has enough school workers and construction workers. It's time for, the world doesn't needs us right now. They need this vibrational healing and energy healing, and they need our energy to be served in the capacity that it's meant to be.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like,
yeah,
you know, there's enough Starbucks workers kind of thing. Yeah, I know. I keep hearing it. And I'm like, yeah, but, you know, Starbucks pays my bills or whatever. Like, construction pays my bills. And they're like, you've never given this a chance fully. You've never really just gone out there and given us a chance to support you in this way. Not fully. So I know that that's what I'm being asked.
I've had these talks. It's funny you say that, because I've had these talks with my guides, and they're, you know, about like,
have you ever given us a chance?
Yeah, do you trust us? And I'm like, yes, I trust you. How much do you trust us?
Oh my God.
We're not going to go there. Let's not go there. Let's not talk.
I'm like, well, I have kids who might need food too. And they're like, give us a chance. I hear it. Give us a chance. Give us a chance. Like, create the playground and they will come. Like, just give us an opportunity. That's why they like, at least get your name out there. Do these little workshops. We're supporting you fully. You know, we want, and that's why like this sign behind you says Lightworkers United. And that was 10, 12 years ago that started, because we're stronger together. So it's like what she said, it's not about her, it's about us being together. And
Kristen, that's so funny that you just said that. I was talking to my dad, like, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago when we were doing the show, and he's like, you know, you and Kristen together, that's awesome. Like, you guys work really well together. I'm like, Dad, do you know how long, like, Kristen and I have known each other, and like we've talked about like doing something together. And I went on my phone and I looked at my messages from you. And do you know that when you first started this, you sent me a flyer? This was back in like
years.
Yeah.
20, 19. I found your cup that you got me for my birthday that has the crystals in it. It's in my freezer right now. I also just found pictures from my birthday. I'm like, there's Sarah. I'm like, yeah. Not to mention, we go back. My daughter is 15. And I think I met you from even before all of this, you know, when she was born. So I've known you for probably 15 years now.
Yeah. This flyer that you sent me, this was like, you're like, hey, you should come and check this out. And I'm like, I think I was with Dan then, even, because I was like,
well, wow, remember, you know, I met you at the Christmas party when I was with Ben, and we were at the LASIK Vision Institute with Dan, who works with Ben. Mm-hmm. And that me and you just stood next to each other. We're like, we don't fit in here. And you were like, I don't fit in here. We just hung out with each other. We just stood there when they're in this massively corporate environment.
I know.
We knew at that point that where we would end up, but yeah, and your energy, I've told my friends, like, man, this girl's energy is really like good for me. Like, I really like it. we really vibe well together.
Yeah, we definitely have brought each other some good vibes into each other's lives too. I'll tell you, since we did that, just since we've been doing the show and did the event,
feels night and day. It's almost like necessary for my mental health, well-being health, spiritual health, that you stay around. Yeah. It's like I've noticed a significant increase in my energy level since you've been around. I really have. Yeah. All right, so I got to show this because this is our funny meme part. So this is
Oh,
totally
very
me.
cute.
I need to stop being lonely and talk to people. And then when people talk to me, this is so me. I'm like, oh, never mind. What was I thinking? Take me back home. I can't do it.
Yes.
That's why I didn't have those business cards that day, because they forced me to talk to people that day. And it was the right thing to do. I needed to talk to people. It was really healing for me. But I don't love talking to people. You know why? Because I have such a relationship with my guides, like all full time. They're who I talk to. Like,
And you probably talk nonstop.
nonstop to my guides, but now I have to talk to real people. I'm like, this is awkward. What do I say? I have nothing to say. I talk to invisible humans all day. I have like 12 imaginary friends. What are we talking about? Like, and then they're gonna talk to me like coffee and like Chris. I'm detached from this planet most of the time.
I hear you.
All right, let's see what this one says. I found it. The perception of me is a reflection of you. Let's take this ticker off because I can't read what it says. Where's my tickers? Let's take hide. My reaction to you is an awareness of me. Let's think about that for a second. Perception of me is a reflection of you. My reaction to you. Yes. Okay. So my perception of me is a reflection of you. So my partner that I fight with daily. He's right about so many things. He's so metaphysical. He really has like a real metaphysical side to him. And like when I read my book, it's like he has just told me all, like 12 things, and then I'll read my book and like what he says is in my book. And then I have to be like, all right, you're right. I was being a brat. So it's a reflection. He's like a mirror. The people that we are interacting with on a daily basis are a mirror to what we're putting out there, creating and projecting. So when we are in a good place, our kids are in a good place. When we are in like that calm, vibrated, meditated, things are zen, our work goes well. The neighbors say hi. The people at the supermarket say hi. The person, they don't cut you off. They let you in the parking lot. They're like, go ahead and take that spot. Your kids are like, I love you. You're the best mom ever. When you're in a good place, everything else reflects that because you're the projector. And then my reaction to you is an awareness of me. So when I was not in a good place, I was reacting and being a complete little brat about this and a brat about the reaction. And it was causing this like chaos everywhere in my life. And this is what I see with this. This is like my shadow self and my good self. And it's all connected because when I fix my projector, everything changes.
Isn't this so crazy though, Kristen? Like we were taught like to put ourselves last all of our lives. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Yes.
You know,
my entire life it was
selfish, you know? Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like this massive people pleaser, but I'm working on getting better at it. So I'll find myself just saying yes. And then not even saying, is that what I want? Is that what you want? And I'm like, I don't know. I just said yes because it sounded like that was what I should have said, or that's what the person wanted me to say. And that's like what she said, an algorithm that I've been trained with. And I'm sure she can go in there and, zap my brain and get that algorithm out that doesn't instantly just say yes. Well, how may I serve you, human? Even the other day, I went and got my hair cut. I got the color done and I loved it. I was so happy.
It looks so good.
Well, now it's cute, but wait a minute. So then I go to another hair lady where my daughter goes and she's like, let me cut your hair some more. I don't like the way it looks in the back and I don't like the color. What do I do? I'm like, okay, sure. Cut more of the hair and then tone it. And now mind you, I don't mind it, but I really liked it the way it looked before. And my sister's like, you just said yes. You just let someone recut your hair a week later and recolor it. For what? And because you couldn't say no, because you couldn't be like, you know what? I like my hair the way it is. The girl didn't care. So, I really got to get better at working on that, and just being like, I need to say no, thank you. No, thank you. I am happy with the way it is. No, thank you. I don't want to do that. No, thank you. And then I need to talk to myself and be like, Kristen, what do you want, Kristen? Hold on. I need to have a meet. Kristen, how do you feel? No, I think I like my hair. Oh, so we don't need to do anything? No, okay. We're good over here. Anyhow. All right. We got a couple comments. We've had some people checking in, which was so nice.
Aw.
Tiffany says, are there age limits? Oh, Nicole says, wish I could fully watch, but putting my kiddos to bed. Hi, Nicole. I love it because I get all these like mommies typing in. So we got to talk like maybe about kids next time. Let's talk about kids and metaphysics and spirituality.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. We got to write these things down so we don't forget.
Yeah. So Tiffany, I don't know what you mean by age limits, but
maybe for a reading
for Regina, or age limits for no age limits for me as far as a reading. As far as Regina, I would imagine that, I mean, she's got kids and the kids are the future. Like if we're going to make any real lasting impact on our future, you know, getting this information into our children as fast as we can about, you know, how to cope with their emotions and how to like metaphysically and spiritually know what's going on. Like my daughter would come home from school and she was so cute. She was 4 years old and she said, Mommy, I can't name this person but she said, this girl is hurt in her heart. She's hurt in her heart from something that happened at home. And caused her to stop speaking. But don't worry, Mommy, I'm healing her heart. And I'm like, oh my God, you're 4. What do I do with this? How do I nurture this, support it, promote it? Like, how do I be like, okay, what you're doing is feeling energy right now. You clicked into another little girl's energy. And these kids are in school and maybe this one's upset. That one's struggling at home. And you have your little baby there, like not understanding that they're being affected. The teacher may be coming in with her own personal issues, traumas and stuff, and kind of projecting that on our kids. And if we're not educating them as to what it feels like when they're being projected upon, or their energy's being affected, or their energy's gone up or down, and then how to clear their energy, maybe how to do a little meditation, how to do some breathing exercises. So the sooner we get to our kids and we give them some of this exercises, the better off we'll all be. The entire world will be better.
Lots of kids are already going through awakenings on their own and don't know what's happening.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, they are. A lot of them. And then that's why, again, another reason why I come on here and try to share this stuff and try to get out there and try to talk and just try to spread this education is get to your kids. You know, if you're not in our area, find a metaphysical teacher that you resonate with. Dogs, cut it out. That you resonate with, and then get your kids, you know, group spirituality session, group metaphysics. Bring them to all those little workshops and stuff, all the little yoga stuff.
Dancing on Saturday at the beach.
Dancing at the beach on Saturday. I'm gonna bring Sophie. You know, and our 17-year-olds are gonna complain. My 15-year-old, I don't want to go on the beach and dance. This is lame. Who's gonna be there? I'm gonna be like, boys. There's gonna be boys your age there. She's gonna be like, I'm there, Mom. Hold on. I gotta do my hair, my makeup, we could convince them. So let's just plan on that Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, and Joseph says hi. Hi, Joseph.
Oh, hi, Joseph.
Hello, Joseph. We love you. Joseph's got all sorts of amazing stuff going on. Busy man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Love you guys. Nicole, Helen, good to see you. Everyone that piped on. Drew, I saw you. Love you, Drew. Thank you for piping on. Come on next time. We'll get you a reading. We like to check in with him. Okay. Oh, wait. I think there's one more meme. There's one more meme. Let's see it because I did 3. Let's see what this one says. It's not your soul that hurts. It's your ego. Yeah, it's true. This relates to me this week because I really it's like those little glitches that happen and then I get irritated and frustrated and I have to go and read my book and get told that, hi, that's your ego. Calm down. Do not let those little glitches hurt you. You're projecting and perceiving your own mind. Oh, that person should have done that. That person should have done that. My expectations were not met. So that's my projector. And now I'm projecting that out into the world. And now I'm cranky and it's all me. I'm the projector. I'm the creator. So just remember that when you're irritated, guys, you're creating your own irritation. Good luck.
It's true. You're irritating yourself.
Yeah. So Saturday we're going to be dancing at the Happy Dance. Gmail me at 561KTO if you want to come on for a reading. And then we'll be on hopefully next Monday as long as all goes well. And we'll be talking about kids. I think we talk about kids next week. Yeah. So moms, let's talk about spirituality and children and how we can reach them a little bit better because we're the ones who have to do it. They're not getting it in school. So we're going to have to bring that information and education to them.
Very true.
All right. Have a good week. meditate, stay calm, hug thy neighbor. Holidays, the holidays are a little tough to get through. So, practice love and everything, and we're all good. And one thing that I do know that me and Sarah were talking about is when you do drop the earth suit and you glitch onto the other side and you see, what's really going on, you're going to find out that everyone that right now is on your football team. And your mom, your dad, your sister, even the one that's irritating you, they're all on your team over there. They're here for a reason. They're all in your life for a reason. So you might be like, my mom did this and she's not calling. She's like your quarterback, and on the other side, you're going to be like, oh, so no need to get all worked up over it. It's just ego and projection. All right. Love 100%. You guys. Have a good week. I'll see you next week. Bye. I'll see you Saturday. Okay, wait, I'm going to play some videos because hold on, stay with me. Hold on, ready. All right. I'm almost to where I got this down, getting it. Yeah, that's cool. Wrong direction. All right. Here we go. Love you guys. Bye.
Is there more to life than what we know? Written by world-renowned psychic medium Joseph Labruto III. Through this amazing collection of channeled messages, you will find the answers to the most basic questions asked by humanity. This book is truly a spiritual journey and awakening to find God. Ron Ash, book reviewer, said, I found this book extremely difficult to put down. To order your copy of Is There More to Life Than What We Know, visit us at OurJourneyOfLife.com. Welcome to the Protection Recording. For access to all of Joseph's books, audiobooks, affirmation recordings, and spiritual tools, go to OurJourneyOfLife.com. And remember, enjoy the journey.